folks, so I thought I'd show you today a glimpse inside my bullet journal. I've been bullet journaling for a little over 2 years and kind of have found a system that works for me. So first I'm going to show you, this is my bullet journal from 2017. I use the Lightroom 1917. It's got this nice index in the front, so as you can see I write down all of that fun stuff. And then in the front I just have some lists like books to read. I do use the future log method for the year. I had my goals for last year and books that I read. So this is kind of the setup that I first started with, and this is a little bit more of the traditional bullet journal setup. But as you can see, there was a lot of empty space, and I found I didn't really need that much to write out all my days. I didn't want to do the kind of traditional bullet journal method, which is to just do a list and write out each day as you get to it, because I like to be able to plan a little bit more, and especially with some things that are things that I need to get done by a certain point, but don't have definite dates. It was nice to be able to see, oh hey, this day is going to be really busy, but my Wednesday is completely free. So I could have put tasks in my Wednesday instead of waiting and then getting to the end of the week and realizing, oh no, I haven't done this. So later in the year, I started doing this setup, which I had a monthly write out of kind of what was going on. I had a habits tracker. I have found the habits tracker very useful to help hold myself accountable, and also it's helped me to kind of see patterns in some things. And then for the weeks, I would have on one page, I would write out events or things like, oh hey, the office is closing at 3 p.m. Notes to myself of things that happened on these days. And then on this side, I had just a running to-do list. So might be hard to see, but I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday up here. And then I would just write down the list of these are all the things I want to get done this week. And if there was a specific day I wanted to do them, I drew in a box for that day, and then I checked it off when I was done. So this one, I was going to pick up some drinks and s'mores makings for a party, but I didn't actually end up needing to do that, so I crossed that off. Now, if I didn't do something on the day that I had originally said, I would just draw an arrow and draw a box on the next day, or if it was something like, oh, I meant to do this Monday, I know I won't have time to do it Tuesday, so I'll try and do it Wednesday. I would move the box to Wednesday. So this is kind of the style that I had for a good part of last year. But even with that, I found I wasn't filling up this side a whole lot, so I was kind of wasting a lot of paper by doing this side, just because I tend to only have a couple of events a week. You know, I'm not writing in like my work schedule because my work schedule is pretty much the same every week. So, all right, so that's the 2017 journal. Now, let's move 2018 bullet journal. So this is the same notebook as this one, just in a different color. This is a double-click sticker that I got when I backed their Kickstarter, and let's jump right in. So again, we've got the content table of contents, and I didn't actually put anything on the first page. I'm probably going to do like a fun doodle, or sometimes I'll print out like coloring pages and put those in to start off the year. This year I started with my goals at the very front, so it's easy to find. And these are all the goals that I talked about in my video at the beginning of the month. So I've got that, then I've got the future log again. Next I have the list of books that I would like to read. Also, these are a lot of books that I don't currently have. So it's a nice list that I will take with me when I'm going to the bookstore, so I can be like, oh hey, what are some books that I'm looking for? And keep that in mind. And that's stuff that I watch like a booktube video, or a friend talks about a book, I'll just add it to this list. So most of these are tie-overs from the last year's bullet journal stuff that I hadn't gotten to. The next list is my books read list. I do like writing down all the books that I've read throughout the year because that helps me keep track of them for when I do videos. And it's also nice to look back and see if there was any kind of pattern to my reading or stuff like that. As you can see, I've read one new book this year, and I reread The Golden Compass because why not? So this is a list of Vidav ideas. We'll put that away, get a little glimpse. Those are just ideas that I can draw from. The one thing I like about the Leuchtturm journals is they have 2 tabs. The Moleskine only has 1. So this first tab I've put, and I also have made a tab out of washi tape, is my video schedule. And I got this idea from a couple of other YouTubers that I've seen who have bullet journals. So this is the January, and I write down every day out of the month because I'm trying to do a video every day. And then I write in the name of the video. And I've kind of, with this one, just been going down, but I'm hoping to keep up this in the rest of the year and be able to have kind of a video schedule. So if I know, oh, hey, I want to do something for this specific holiday, I can write in the video. You know, if there was a holiday on the 20th that I knew I wanted to have a video for, I would write that video here. And then I just have a kind of checklist over here for film, edit, thumbnail, upload, info, and schedule, because I tend to do that together. This one you'll find out about soon, and Facebook. All right. And then I've got my habit tracker. And I just fill this out. I oftentimes fill this out kind of first thing in the morning and then in the evening or afternoon. So oftentimes in the morning I'll get like the last little bit of like, oh, I read just before bed last night, so I need to fill that in. As you can see, doing fairly well. I have not run at all this year because it's been so dang cold and we had snow and ice, so running seemed like a bad idea. All right, so this is the new setup that I'm going with for this year, which is, as you noticed, I didn't have that monthly spread. I found that I didn't use that much, and oftentimes I wasn't going back and putting things in that. I tend to, my day-to-day, I know enough of what I'm doing, and then I also do a lot of stuff in my phone for specific events. But on the weekly, I'll put a circle for an event. So this was, hey, look, we did our New Year's Day chili and games. And then also I can put in all of the stuff that I need to get done that week and just go down the list and do it. And as you can see, there were a couple that I didn't do. Those got moved over to the next week. There are a couple of arrows in here where I moved it over a day. And yeah, I think this actually is a lot more useful for me. It gives me a good running checklist, and I do have the events in here, so as a reminder of, oh hey, Monday was pretty busy, so I didn't plan to do a whole lot on Monday because I knew we were having folks over at our house starting at noon and ending kind of whenever. And that's pretty much it. And then I also have a list of some books for an upcoming video. I'm probably going to use this bullet journal a lot more this year for planning out videos. One thing that I did do in my old bullet journal that I haven't done this year is I kept notes on the campaigns that I was in. So this was all notes from the 7th Sea campaign. I tend to always write down who the players are and who their characters are, so that helps remind me, oh yeah, when I need to address Matt as Than and all of that. And then I'll write down important things that I need to and want to remember. Now, I found that this doesn't work quite so well for me GM planning. Hopefully I'll get to play at some point this year, and so I'll add those notes into this bullet journal. And that's kind of nice because then that lets me go back and look at if I go back and flip through, I can see, oh, what were the campaigns? What was the stuff that I was doing that year? It's kind of a nice way to look back and see what I had been up to and have kind of a record of it. And that's one thing that I do a little bit of in the bullet journal is I don't do a lot of like memory and stuff like that, but I'll mark really fun, key, important stuff that happens, like the day we closed on the house. I definitely marked that down. As I'm saying this, we are like 2 away from having 500 subscribers. So if we've reached that 500 subscriber mark, I will add it into my bullet journal as a nice like way to look back and see what was the day that we hit 500 subscribers. One thing I will probably add that I just thought of that I haven't put in here is a list of the board games that we've played. So that way I can look back and see, were there any games that we played a lot of? Were there any games that we didn't really play? As a nice way to kind of look at and see, you know, looking back, if we're like, hey, what board game do we want to play? I can pull this out and say, well, we haven't played Catan in a while. Do we want to pull that out? Because oftentimes we'll just kind of get in a little bit of a rut playing board games, which is a good problem to have. But that way we can have a record and see, and then maybe also I can talk about like what were our most played board games and why we played them that much. So there you go. That's the bullet journal. I'll put a link up here to the creator of the bullet journal. He has a great video describing kind of the key concept of it and can describe it a lot better than I can. So there you go. That's my bullet journal. So I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll be coming at you soon with some more gaming related content and a little less like notebook stuff. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!